Hello and welcome back to the channel. You can kind of ignore all the gameplay that's going to happen in this video. This is basically just stuff to have in the background whilst I talk about a few things as a little mini update to explain changes that might happen to the channel. Currently, I'm just in one of my saves for Enchanted by Nature, and it's the Lockhart family fawn and the twins. Obviously, we have Fia living away in Gibby Point with her uncle, and this is just Start running around being adorable. I thought we'd just focus on some silly background gameplay. Oh dear, whilst I just talk about random things. So I'll make sure that my Sims don't perish whilst I talk about all this stuff. But it's just, bless her, to have something else going on. And where is she going? She's just gonna go. Oh, she's cold. She's gonna go inside. Bless. Don't make a mess, please. But anyway, this isn't what the video is about. I'm just gonna talk and ramble and have bits and bobs going on in the background. So this video is to discuss what's happened in the last couple of weeks with the whole EA buyout. I personally had to sort of take time away from The Sims after finding out more about it, and I had done pre-recording for I want to say third episode of Adventure Awaits, maybe fourth, I could be wrong, but I have a pre-recorded episode of that I'll have to edit and put out at some point. I haven't done any editing to it whatsoever. And I also have the end of the Forever Friends event, which was already recorded mostly, that I have to finish editing and put out because I already had those things. I just haven't finished the editing part of them. And I guess I just didn't put them out because I felt conflicted and weird. On one hand, I hate that The Sims has been purchased, along obviously with the rest of the EA games under their name, by the people who have purchased them. We won't talk about it too much. Obviously, it's just, you already know, it's bad. It's not great. It's terrible. My stance on it is I will not be purchasing any more content for The Sims 4, and I'll just be playing what I already have. I already basically had Adventure Awaits around the time that they'd mentioned about the buyout. Autumn apparel kit came out, and some of it looked very cute. Some of it looked a bit less cute, like the bag that's stuck on doesn't look great, but that's here nor there because I'm not purchasing that kit or any other of the kits that I don't have. I never purchased the Batu pack because I didn't like how cash grabby it felt. It wasn't my thing. I like Star Wars, but I just don't like the gameplay from what I've seen, and it's just not my, I just don't like the idea of it. It just kind of felt weird when that happened. A bit like the Katy Perry Sweet Treat stuff. Never really liked that whole thing. Just felt odd. No hate against anyone who did like it. Some of the build items in Batu look fabulous, but I'm not buying a pack just for those couple of build items. I'm not buying the apparel kit just because some of the clothing items look cute, especially not when they released it just after all of the things that have been announced. I hate that this is going to really badly affect people who work for EA currently, because I imagine there'll be lots of layoffs with the whole AI nonsense that they're going on about. And also just if the people who are buying EA, or as we know, a very anti-LGBTQ plus community. There are a lot of people who are LGBTQ plus that work for EA currently. I can imagine that even if they don't decide to step back themselves, they might lose their jobs anyway, which sounds horrible and just gross, but that may be very well the case. So that really sucks to know that that's a very big possibility for a lot of people to lose their jobs over this buyout. Who are you? Okay, I don't think you're actually coming to chill on my lot, which is fine. What is wrong? From cards. Okay, and you're learning communication skill. I actually just wanted to play in the background getting up their skills, and I have no idea what's going on. They've got movement skill and stuff, that's cool. Anyway, not the point, not what we're on about. Cheer up, little guy. Go do something fun. But yes, so I rambled a bunch there about everything, and as I said, I'm not going to be purchasing any more packs. I already do not have a creator code because I do not earn money from playing The Sims in any way. I am a tiny channel. I'm just voicing my personal feelings because it's been eating me up. As this game has played a major part in my life for 25 years. I'd say like The Sims itself, not obviously The Sims 4, but I have played every iteration of The Sims on PC, some of them also on PS2. But yes, The Sims has played a massive role in my development from a child into the person I am today. It was the thing that my sister and I bonded over when we were younger, and we became closer with one another for playing The Sims together. And even now, when we're apart, I sometimes tell her about the things that I'm up to in my game, and whenever she gets a chance to play, she lets me know what happens in her game, and we have a good laugh about it because it's a funny, silly, good time. But that doesn't mean that I'm just gonna ignore what's happening and pretend like, well, just because I love this game, horrible things aren't happening in the world. That's just not how it works. I want this space on YouTube to be fun and lighthearted, and for me to share what I love, which is partially still The Sims. I will still be playing that every now and again. I will be posting about it. I say every now and again. I'll probably post about it quite frequently because it's my game. It's the game that I play all the time. I already own all of these packs. If for some reason the EA app gets deleted off the face of the earth, like The Sims is no longer selling or whatever, then I want to get as much playing out of this as I possibly can if I happen to not be able to access my games anymore, and maybe having to purchase things from scratch on other websites if that's possible. I don't know. Maybe I'll just be able to pirate things, but obviously shouldn't be saying that. But yes, whilst I have the game, I will be playing the game. I'll be sharing my gameplay, our bits here and there, and builds that I'm creating, because I want to create a community of people who like the things that I like, so I can talk about the things that I like. That was the whole point of making this channel, was to talk about it and share in the silly times and the sad times and all that. But I will also play... Oh, I have a cat on my chest. This isn't making very easy to do anything. Can you sit on my shoulder a bit more? There we go. Hopefully this doesn't interfere with the microphone too much, or with my speech, as she is heavy. But I will also probably stop hosting other games that I enjoy playing. I like games like My Time at Porsche. I don't own My Time at Sandrock, though I'm sure I would love it if I did, and it might be a purchase I look into instead of buying Sims packs anymore. And then there's My Time at Evershine that will be releasing, I don't know when, in a couple of years' time, which looks interesting too. There's also Coral Island, which I enjoy. Can you... Yeah, okay, you're not in the toilet, thank you. There's Coral Island, which I play and I enjoy, so I can... Where have your wings gone? I can do content on that, and I'd probably just start a new save, because the save I have was from being part of the beta, and I got to keep all of the money that I ever earned and carried it over to my first ever full playthrough once it was fully released. So it kind of felt a little bit cheaty, because I was pretty well off from all of my beta testing days, and I will probably just try and start from scratch and experience it fully, as everyone else will have when they first got the game who wasn't a part of the beta. And there are other games that I like. Stardew Valley, obviously there's like a farm theme, if you haven't noticed, going on here, a farming and crafting theme. And Story of Seasons has a game that came out recently, the Grand Bazaar, which looks interesting. I wouldn't mind having a look at that. I find those games very fun, but I don't think I've ever completed one of the Story of Seasons games. Like, I've done like the main mini story quest line where it's like build up the town or whatever, but I've never like maxed everything out, got everything to the highest level, never done anything like that with it. The console ones on the Wii, I did both of their storylines and got married and had a kid and stuff, but they were more simplified, I want to say, than the Story of Seasons ones were. But that would be something that I'd be interested in looking in. There's lots of games that we have on Steam that I've never personally played, but my partner has. What's wrong with my cat? How's my cat embarrassed? I didn't know cats could be embarrassed because of a tree. Oh, the shrub is making you embarrassed because it's watching you poop through the window. Fair enough. We have Graveyard Keeper. I've never personally played it, but he says it's great, so that might be something to look into. We have Core Keeper, again, something I've not played, but looks cool. Lots of pixelated, nostalgic vibes with those games, but more modern gameplay, obviously. And there's lots of things like that. There's, Communication level 3. Good job, guy. I kind of just want these guys leveled up so I can age them up and they can have the other two imaginary friends. I still will be doing some coverage of Adventure Awaits, because I haven't finished that. I haven't finished the collection. I don't think I'm ever going to finish the career. It seems really hard, so that's not likely. Other games that look interesting are obviously Paralives, which are sort of, I wouldn't say they're, aw, cuties. I wouldn't say it's going to be, this will take over The Sims sort of thing. I hope that it's a good competition and maybe breeds space for people to be like, I want to also try and make the next big Sims game now that it's going to crash and burn horribly, and there will be space in the market for those kind of games. Hopefully Paralives can take a small space, like a chunk of that space, even not a small chunk, but they can take up some of that space. I don't think they will completely do it, as it is a independent indie company who are creating that game, so they don't have access to all the things that the people of EA and Maxis had after years and years of building up a company. Why are you naked? Oh, okay. I'll just leave that be. Where's the cat now? Scratching post out in the snow. You must be freezing. You have a very short coat. The baby's at least not cold. Oh yeah, you're playing with the doll's house now that it's fixed, and you're just gonna wander off without any clothes on. Good thing babies can't freeze to death, I suppose, in this game. Where was I? I was interfered by a cat, and I've lost my place. Paralives, yes. So Paralives is coming out very soon. Looks interesting. Definitely will purchase it and have a play, and it's only gonna be early access, so I'm not gonna put too much pressure on it to be amazing to like rival The Sims with how many expansion packs and stuff The Sims has at this point and the stage the game is in. Despite it having many bugs, it is obviously a big game, lots of content in it and many years behind it to make it what it has become, whereas Paralives is literally gonna be not complete which is fair and fine, and I'm excited still to get into it and see how that works. The build mode looks awesome. Obviously we've seen a lot about that, and the live mode's a bit more mysterious. Not seen much on that as I am not part of the I'm not part of Patreon. I don't get like the developer log access and stuff. I've just watched from a distance as that's been slowly coming into focus. And yeah, I guess that's everything I wanted to say. It's probably not the best video for watching my Sims do stuff because I'm just kind of not even paying attention to them whilst talking to you guys about everything that's been on my mind. I've seen lots of big creators step down from the creator network and deactivate their creator codes, which I'm all for. Good for them if that's what they've decided works for them. I know there are smaller creators who literally have only just made being a Sims YouTuber their career, so they can't afford to swap content or step down from the creator network and creator code and stuff because it's like their livelihood and they depend on it, whereas the bigger Sims YouTubers have built up a following who will follow them wherever they go, no matter what content they play, and probably have money in savings and also do Twitch streaming and all that good stuff and merchandise and things, so they will be fine. The smaller creators I feel need to be supported still as they potentially transition into something different, or if they stick with The Sims for a period of time until they grow more of a following who just wants to witness whatever they get up to rather than their Sims content. Then there are some of the bigger YouTubers who have decided to stay, and the only thing I thought was weird was, I won't name names, but one particular bigger Sims influencer, Sims YouTuber, whatever you want to say, said that they are staying in the creator network but deactivating their code because they want to keep an eye on what EA gets up to be able to bring us the news about everything in advance, and also to have hopefully a say in keeping the game how we all love it now with the diversity and representation that it currently has, maybe even expanding upon that to more diversity and more representation being brought into the game. And they think that being part of the creator network will give them more of a foothold in potentially helping with that. And they said that they were going to purchase the packs with their own money, which to me, as a little outsider person who knows nothing about how the creator network works, so I'm not going to pretend that I do, maybe they have a bigger understanding of everything that goes into it and I'm just a foolish little outsider. But in my mind, I'm all for someone continuing to make money off of EA, but the way they're going about it makes me feel like EA is going to continue to profit off of them more than they're going to profit off of EA. So they're going to keep making Sims content of all the things that come out as it comes out, paying with their own money to buy the new thing, promoting EA, and instead of having some of the proceedings of other people's purchases go towards that person's bank account, it's all going to go to EA instead, which just boggled my mind. And then not accepting the freebies from EA and spending their own money further confused me, because it felt like they're going to personally put money in to fund the bad people rather than take something for free from the bad people and not giving them money directly, which would make more sense. So I don't know where I land on that one. That one just felt really weird and confusing to me. Maybe I'm just little old simple me not understanding things, but that's just how I felt with that. But moving away from that, it's not my business, not my problem technically in that regard. Like, what people do with their own creator network situation, creator code situation, isn't personally my issue to dictate how they handle it. As I've said, smaller creators who might still need the income, larger creators probably don't need the income from it as much. They still need, like, you know, money to fund the lifestyles that they now have because of the content they have created for however many years. So I'm not saying at all like they don't deserve to continue to make the money that they have or anything like that, and that they should stop making any content right now. I personally think whoever has purchased these many packs prior to the sale of EA, you should play them as much as you want or as little as you want. And if you wish to share them on blogs, forums, blue skies, I guess is what people are going to be using now, because who uses X, let's be real, Twitch, YouTube, whatever you share on Instagram, Pinterest, whatever, go for it, because you should still be able to have a community that is interested in the things you're interested in and be nurtured by that community. No one should be attacking anyone. No one should be singling anyone out or segregating them and all that kind of stuff, because that's totally against what I feel the whole point of The Sims is meant to be. I know it's not the best community, but it could be. If people put a little bit of effort in, it could be a really good community. I've seen some people, like bigger YouTubers, be attacked for their opinions, and maybe they misspoke, or they spoke too soon, or they spoke on topics that they aren't politically caught up on, which is why I wouldn't, because I'm not a politically minded person. I am a very simple person who don't get all that stuff. Point is, I've seen some YouTubers be attacked, and it's not right. And I feel that some of the YouTubers straight away, like Sims YouTubers, straight away said, I've cancelled my Creator Network code, I'm stepping back from it, and I'm gonna diversify into new content and step away from The Sims for a bit. And that's great, and I support them. And then there's some other YouTubers who took longer and sort of felt like they stood back a bit to see what people would think and say before they made any drastic changes, which is fair enough, it's their income, but also felt a little bit like they were hoping that they could just maybe get away with keeping things the way that they were. I'm just gonna sneak up all these things because it's nothing to do with this video. You are the happiest of all of them, and you're pretty okay. You're off to work. Good job. Go and work hard. How are you? Just do. But yes, I feel like I've rambled enough, and I can't say much on the situation. As I've said, I'm not politically minded and I don't know enough, and I've tried to educate myself, but it's not things that my brain personally grasps well, and I don't know why that is. I've tried, but I'm just not a clever person, I'm afraid, in those regards. But point is, I still want to build up a little YouTube channel, and I want to have a little corner of the internet where I can hopefully meet like-minded people who enjoy the games that I play and content that I create with those games, and just have like somewhere to share my interests and talk about them. And I guess half the time I used to use these videos as a diary to be like, hey guys, today was awful because of XYZ. Life is hard right now because of XYZ. And I still need that sometimes. I haven't really, I feel, done it much despite life being hard right now for XYZ. Partially, I also had to take a step back for the last like 2 weeks. I haven't posted anything because I've just having some ongoing health stuff that I'm having investigated, and it's just been a lot with the 3 kids and no time to take for myself and struggling to get doctor's appointments that fit around my life. But it's very important for me to get it checked out for my 3 kids so that I'm still good health enough to look after them and give them as best a little life as I can. But The Sims was my escape and my safe space, and I still need that. At the end of the day, I still need something that I can play, and The Sims was always one that was like the main one that stuck around for years. No matter what was going on in my life, it was the game I could rely on to feel better after a terrible day or a terrible week or a terrible month or a terrible year. I also have recently got back into, basically the last 2 weeks whilst I couldn't play The Sims because I was feeling all confused and conflicted, I got back into my Star Stable account, and I hadn't been on it in several years, and my horses were feeling pretty awful. But they're at least improved now. I don't know if I'd ever make content about it again because I don't think anyone would care. It is very much a game for 13-year-old girls that I still play as a woman in her 30s because I like horses, and it's a funny, silly horse game with magical horses in it, which is very sort of like I could turn my brain off to play it for the most part. So that is also something that's been keeping me sane this last couple of weeks. And I guess that's everything I had to say. This video is weird. It probably isn't very good, and I apologize for that. I just wanted to ramble and get all of this off my chest and mind and continue on as normal. So there will be the Forever Friends event and another episode of Adventure Awaits that I will get to editing as soon as possible and releasing. Hello. I can't remember what I was just saying because that gnome thing popped up and interrupted my brain. But yeah, sorry for rambling. Terrible video. Blah, blah, blah. Gonna keep playing games. Blah, blah, blah. Gonna keep uploading. Blah, blah, blah. Adventure Awaits. Forever Friendship thing were recorded before the buyout stuff. or like the Forever Friends might be around like just as the buyout thing was happening, and I just played the final week of that event, tagged it on to week 3, which I recorded the week prior, obviously, and I just hadn't finished editing and putting out before the buyout stuff got a bit too heavy, and they will come out. So if anything about them seem like unaware of the buyout, that is why, because I wasn't really aware of the buyout when I created them. And I may talk about the apparel kit. I don't think I do because I don't own it, but I may have been talking about being excited about it coming out. I don't know, but I think that is truly everything I have to say at this point, and I will just continue on. Hi there, Nanny Blackman. Nice to meet you. Look after my kiddos whilst I finish this outro, please. Oh, don't go. No, whatever. You're in the toilet now. He can give you a bath. So, thank you very much for watching this rambly nonsense and suffering through it with me if you did get to the end. I'm not going to say I hope you enjoyed because it was just me rambling, so I hope you're having a good day. And please feel free to let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below about future content, any games that anyone would suggest that aren't expensive. I'm not made of money. I bought Sims packs on Klarna, paid them off over 3 months every time. So yeah, just let me know if there's anything else that you would enjoy seeing, and I hope to keep building a little space here on the internet for us all to play games and relax and unwind and share. And I hope to see you in a future video. Take care, guys. Be kind, and bye-bye.